Why hello there friends, welcome to the channel. My name is Sohum and I'm on a mission to spread peace, love, and positivity through music. Today I'll be reacting to a group called the Beach Boys for the very first time. We're going to be checking out their song Surf's Up, and I probably can guess what you're already thinking. Sohum, how have you not ever listened to the Beach Boys? There were many such cases like this on my channel where I have heard names of artists, like I haven't been completely blindsided by a group called the Beach Boys today. I've heard of their existence, but I've never actually sat down to listen and really dive in to their work. So I'm excited today to be diving in for the first time, and that is all thanks to Mint the Groovy for making this donation request. And Mint dedicates this to Brian Wilson. And another gracious thing that Mint did is provide me an entire backstory for the Beach Boys here. So I figured it would be better if I just read this off to you so we're all on the same page about who the Beach Boys are, what they're about, and potentially what to expect. So Mint writes, I'm not sure how familiar you are with the Beach Boys and their crazy story, but they are easily one of America's greatest bands. Their three brothers, Brian, Carl, and Dennis Wilson, a cousin, Mike Love, and friend Al Jardine. They started their career in the early 60s with some amazingly songs about surfing, cars, and girls. By 1965, it was clear that Brian Wilson was an incredible songwriter and became one of the first people in rock history to write, arrange, and produce his own music. That's mad impressive. His magnum opus came in 1966 with Pet Sounds. It's considered one of the greatest rock albums of all time and inspired the Beatles to answer with Revolver. He was set to answer this with his album called Smile that he began writing with a new avant-garde lyricist Van Dyke Parks, but sadly Brian Wilson struggled with mental illness and was made worse by drug use, specifically LSD experimentation. His newer music was way more introspective and not as successful as the old surf songs, so some of the other group members began to disparage his songs. My God, so many ups and downs in this. Due to the pressures, mental illness struggles, and lack of group support, he abandoned the album and it became one of rock music's greatest what-ifs. The Beach Boys continued on releasing albums, some of them great, but Brian never fully recovered. In 1971, one of the tracks from this album was resurrected by the group called Surf's Up. It was a stunning showcase of Brian's vision for Smile, songs made up of different movements and powerful lyrics. Brian continued his struggles with drug and mental illness for decades. We almost lost him several times. He even lost both of his brothers in the 80s and 90s. Amazingly though, in the 90s he began to get control of his life again. By the late 90s, critics began singing his praises and fully recognizing his genius. By 2004, he even was able to finish his Smile album and released it as a solo album called Brian Wilson Presents Smile. The Beach Boys later released a huge box set with the Smile sessions and outtakes. Brian finally received the acclaim and recognition he so long deserved, but we sadly lost him a couple weeks ago, just before his 83rd birthday. Oh, so he recently passed away. That's very sad. Brian finally received the acclaim, just before his 83rd birthday. Anyways, I feel like the song still doesn't get the praise it deserves and hope you enjoy it for Brian and all of his music. I strongly encourage you to check out the biopic about Brian's life called Love and Mercy. It's a wonderful film and captures a lot of what he had to deal with. His life is a true miracle. Love and mercy to you, Sohum. I've always enjoyed watching your musical journey. Thank you so much, Mint. That is such a robust description and summary of his life, and I appreciate all the time and effort you took writing this out. And wow, I'm sold on Brian Wilson. Let's check this out.
A diamond necklace played the pawn, hand in hand son drummed along, oh, to a handsome man in the town.
Huh?
A blind class aristocracy, back to the opera class.
Aristocracy? Hold on, let me quickly pull up the lyrics here, because a lot of that like flew right over my head. Okay, let's just run it back.
A diamond necklace played the pawn. Hand in hand, son droned along. Oh, to a handsome man in baton.
Handsome mannered baton.
Of blind glass aristocracy. Back through the opera glass, you see the pit in the pendulum drawn. Caught in needed ruins gone.
What?
Canvas the town.
Those falsetto notes out of nowhere. That's wow.
Canvas the town and brush the background. Are you sleeping? Hung velvet overtaken me. Dim chandelier.
It's sort of like stopped right there and then just restarted again. Okay, also these lyrics, as I'm reading them, they feel very poetic, but at the same time, I have no idea what message they're trying to get across. Columnated ruins domino, canvas the town and brush the backdrop. Are you sleeping? A blind class aristocracy. Like, I feel like there are some themes of civilization here. Let's just keep listening. I'll try to figure this out.
Hung velvet overtaken me. Dim chandelier awaken me to a song dissolved in the dawn. The music holocaust we bow. The music all is lost for now. To a muted trumpeter's swan. Caught in native ruins gone.
Wow. And those falsetto notes against the vocalists in the background. It is this crazy angelic juxtaposition.
Canvas the town and brush the background. Are you sleeping, Brother John?
Are you sleeping, Brother John?
Dove-nested towers, the
What?
hour was strike the street.
It's a different song now.
Carriage across the fog, to step to lamplight cellar tune. The laughs come hard in all.
You know, in a weird way, it's sort of, because I've listened to more Queen in my life, it reminds me of what Queen can sound like at times. But this is still very different. It's like it's almost like a ballad, but like a disconnected ballad. Huh, I don't even know if that's a good descriptor. This is not what I'm used to, that's for sure.
Cellar tune. The laughs come hard in Auld Lang Syne. The glass was raised to fire.
Auld Lang Syne, that was a Fish song I reacted to.
While at port a do or die. A choke of grief, heart hardened I, beyond belief, a broken man too tough to cry. Surfs up, board a tidal wave.
Huh.
Come about hard and join the young, and often spring you gave. I heard the word, wonderful thing, a children's song.
Dude, his voice is so pretty. How many layers is this? All these voices together. Oh. That's all? Dude. Normally when it comes to like hearing a new artist for the first time, I never know what to expect, but as I was listening, I continued to not know what to expect. I don't even think I've properly understood all that I heard. I don't even know what this song means. Let me like look over some of these lyrics alongside you again to help me potentially figure it out in real time with y'all. Okay, a diamond necklace played the pawn. Hand in hand, some drummed along. Like already 1-2 lines in, I have no idea what that means. I can't even link them together easily. Played the pawn, like a diamond necklace, something it's like very rich, austere. Played the pawn, that's like the smallest piece in chess. So the diamond necklace was the small piece. Hand in hand, some drummed along. What is the sum referring to? To a handsomed manner baton. Okay. Let me skip a little ahead and see if anything else makes sense to me. Hung velvet overtaken me, dim chandelier awakened me, to a song dissolved in the dawn. The music hall a costly bow, the music all is lost for now, to a muted trumpeter swan. This feels like something I may read in like a Shakespearean novel. Like iambic pentameter. Not that this is, but it's just bringing back all of those memories of reading Shakespeare. And I was having such a hard time digesting and interpreting Shakespeare's works. This is not easy. Then columnated ruins domino, canvas the town and brush the backdrop. Are you sleeping, Brother John? So much I don't know, and I almost understood columnated ruins domino, because like if you have columns of old that belong to like ancient architecture and structures that are now in ruins, they could topple over one another and fall like dominoes. But then it switches right away into canvas the town and brush the backdrop, like assess the town and brush the backdrop, like fix the things going on in the back, like the ruins. Are you sleeping, Brother John? Like I think I need like somebody's guiding hand to help me with all of these lyrics. Let me skip ahead here. Dove nested towers, the hour was. Strike the street, quicksilver moon. Carriage across the fog, two-step to lamp lights cellar tune. The laughs come hard and old lang syne. The glass was raised, the fired rose, the fullness of the wine, the dim last toasting, while at port adieu or die, a choke of grief, heart hardened, I beyond belief a broken man, too tough to cry. These are cool lyrics. I just understand none of them. So I guess I will shift my focus away from trying to understand maybe the mind of the Wilsons and at least talk about the song at a high level. And now I'm realizing if I even attempt to do that, I'm just going to have to end up saying the same thing of I don't understand even the structure of this song. Each verse and bridge and section brought something completely new to the table. there was a lot of like lighthearted elements, especially I think the biggest piece to this song that made it like pop out in my mind were the vocals, whether it was an individual vocal performance from Brian or in concert with the rest of the backing vocals. All of those melodies, the high notes, the harmonies, those really sat well in my ears and my heart. And we had that very like dun 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 dun, that kind of groovy rhythm that feels like I can bounce along. And Surf's Up being the title of the song, so it puts me in like that beach environment. They were talking about, riding the tidal waves. But there's got to be a deeper meaning here. If this was written in chaos format as well, like a chaos style of musical performance or lyrics, like they're just kind of like nonsense lyrics, that could also be a timeline I would accept if that is the case. I just don't want to come out and say that up front because that would come off as insulting. I don't intend it to. I'm assuming here that there's deeper meaning that I'm just ignorant to. I would definitely listen to more Beach Boys. I think right now I'm just left entirely confused. But yeah, I would be curious to check out more. So if you would like to request more Beach Boys on the channel, you can do so by clicking the first link in the description box below. It's been a pleasure listening alongside you today. I hope you could have you tolerated my ramblings and me saying how much I don't understand what's going on. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.